the Alric Show.
Just put your hand over your hand over your cover me, and I am blind. Cover me.
Welcome to the show. Gospel artist Rondell Positive is here with us on the Alric Show. Mr. Rondell, thank you very much, sir. How are you doing?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Take me to those early days. Young Rondell, what were some of the dreams you had for yourself as a little boy growing up in Portland?
Dreams. Hey, well, to be frank, I can't even recall I can't even recall dreams as a little youth growing up. What I can recall are some decisions that I made very early. I can remember at age 8, based on the fact that I used to travel on one of the, well, maybe one of the 2 buses that would transport us to school and back. And when you're able to get a space on one of the steps to stand to travel 7 or 8 miles, then you're actually a blessed person. See? So one of the decisions I made from early was that my children, when I grew up, will never ever travel on the bus unless they want to travel on the bus. That's a decision I made at age 8.
What were some of the things that you began to do now? Leaving school and pursuing, that life that you'd want for yourself and for your children. What were some of the things that you started to do?
Well, from age 9, I discovered that I could sing. So from age 9, we started singing in churches. Age 14, 15, when we were in high school, I was still singing in churches, doing little concerts with people and whatever. Back then they used to call me R. Kelly, because I used to sing every R. Kelly song with that kind of vocals. Yeah. I used to sing, people wouldn't know it, but I used to sing every Mariah Carey song just like Mariah Carey sings it. I used to sing some crazy notes, yeah. And so where music really became this big thing for me was when I was about 16 one night, one Christmas night. I actually stole out of the house because mother and father are Christians, and so they never allowed us to do dance and all of these. And there was a Christmas dance with Mad Cabra in Mansion Hill at my school, and some of my brethren them we teeth out and we decided so we're going to the dance. And when we got there was a competition, and it was a skewed competition too, because the promoters had recording artists who were already established, and they punched them in the competition with the locals, because they never wanted to pay out the money that they're saying is the gift, the prize money, And so one of my brethren said, Rondell, you can sing, why you not just going out? And I'm like, yo, I not even know. But then what happened is that at the time, I loved singing Sanchez songs at the time too, And my brethren say, yo, make them call you Sanchez too. Just right there, and then a name came up, and we went and apparently the selector was a Sanchez selector too, so the selector just started playing some Sanchez rhythm, and the rest of it is history. They will just lock down the show, and the promoters decided that at the time, their artist was really singing like Garnet Silk.
Oh, yeah.
I think his name was Donovan Velvet or something like that. And so boom, they said the contest, it was a draw. We never even have no money. So we get some money to buy some drinks another night and things. Right. So that's really where the first time I saw the power of the music that was within me. And left that was high school, and then I became a sound system selector.
And you went by the name what?
Rondell Slaughter.
Rondell Slaughter.
Yeah, man. And back then still, and even now, because I've looked at even the people I was sharing with somebody the other day, if I should go into any one of their parties right now, none of them are bad like me. Serious.
Yeah. At what point did you cross over into gospel now? I know you'd have had a Christian backing earlier. When did you decide to cross over into gospel?
So 2002, I got saved. Before that, as I said, I was a selector from 97 to up to 2002. How that started was that my family, I had some family members who own sound system, and then one of my cousins got involved with the next guy who owned a sound system. And so I was trending in the eastern part of Jamaica. I was the selector back then, and 2002 had a life change. And truth is, I put away music, and I stepped away from music for about 5 years, or about 3 years. Yeah, about 3 years. Stepped away from music. While all of this was happening, I was a trained teacher. I was a trained teacher, and how my life changed was that one night I was at a dance, and my life started changing here. I was at a dance, and in the middle of the dance, I felt somebody tapping me on my foot. When I looked, it was one of my grade 6 students. And that really shook me up. Whoa. That shook me up that I was in a dance. One of my grade 6 students is at the same place that I am at 12:30, going 1 o'clock in the morning. And that really had me started thinking about myself. Am I living a double standard life? And how do I impact him? The reality, though, was when I asked him what he was doing in the dance, and he told me what he was doing in the dance, it gave me perspective of who he was and what was happening in his life. And so it gave me a perspective now where I could deal with him differently. Right. Because when I checked it, he said to me, "Boy, sir, this is what I do for come school. When these things happen, I come search, I come find some bottles and I sell them and get lunch money." So that gave me perspective. Right. And from there, I actually took that youth under my wing. Bernard Morrison, never forget his name. Bernard Morrison, yeah. Took him under my wing, and I would actually assist him, because I felt that I never wanted to see him there. But then that also spoke to me in terms of what am I teaching my children? Because I was a disciplinarian in the day. I never play around. Yeah. You have to get your thing done. I was a strict person. And then my question was, how does this youth see me now? Because at midnight, I'm telling his parents and their peers what to do that is totally different from what I'm teaching him in the day. Right. So started looking at my life.
We take a break. When we come back, we talk more with Rondell Positive about his experience as a gospel artist.
Alex Show. You've given me power. You've given me authority. Jesus.
Welcome back to the show. We continue our conversation with gospel artist Rondell Positive. Rondell, your voice, there's something about your voice when you do a performance. How do people describe it? How people describe that energy?
Well, I've been called many names. People have compared me to Buju Banton. People have compared me to Bob Marley.
Yeah, the producers call you Gospel Buju.
People have compared me to Peter Tosh. People have compared me to Burning Spear. I have people from different parts of the world who actually send me messages concerning different songs and say, "Boy, you sound like Burning Spear in this song," and so, for me though, it is a blessing. Yeah. It is a blessing because I've never deliberately tried to sound like anybody. Yes. And I think, as I said earlier, in my early years of singing, God would have given me a voice where I could sing any Mariah Carey note. And then I became a sound system selector. I used to be the touter, the man on the mic, the DJ who make whole heap of noise. And so that actually impacted my voice and took my voice to a different place.
For you, is it that everything that you do, you try to have a purpose behind it?
Must. My entire life is about purpose. I mean, I was living my purpose before I really found out that it was my purpose.
Yeah.
You know, but the moment I found out that this is really why I'm here, everything else became secondary.
Help me to learn more about Purpose Summit.
Purpose Summit. Purpose Summit is one of my babies, you know.
Yeah.
We started Purpose Summit 2018, January 2018. The vision, it's a vision we had from 2014, and it's about really impacting people and getting people to realize that they're not just here. There are some things about manufacturers. Every manufacturer who manufacture any product, the first thing they think about is why they're going to make the product. Nobody makes a product just for the sake of making a product, you know. And so there are certain things about purpose that we wanted. My wife and I and the whole team, we wanted to really get people to start viewing things in their lives differently. So that's how Purpose Summit was born. One, the first thing is that every single thing is made for a purpose and on purpose. Right? Secondly, even though things are made for a purpose, not every purpose is known. Sometimes purpose is not known. So we wanted the opportunity then to, how do we impact people and help them to find out
Their purpose.
the purpose? Thirdly, if purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So abuse is abnormal use. So if we don't know the use of a thing, we will take it. And I remember my mentor shared once that he went into this store, took up a thing that was looking like a bowl, and he was saying, these are some lovely bowls, I'm gonna use them. And one of the attendants came and was mad. That's not a bowl. You understand? And when they explained to him what it was, but because he never knew the purpose of it, he called it a bowl. So purpose calling really was my story, because I'm teaching and I'm in the classroom every day. And there was more to me than in the classroom, because in the classroom teaching about nouns, I would always find a song. You know, in the classroom teaching and writing on the chalkboard, and then I would just break out in a song and the whole class starts singing, and then it disturbed by one girl or two girl who was say, sir, you're supposed to be teaching. You get me?
When you started to identify this purpose now, and you're now, of course, doing gospel, right? What are some of the successes that you started to have? What is that song that people are always begging for?
There are so many songs. There's Keeping Me Alive, which the people call Cover Me. There's More Than a Conqueror. There's Sticks Nor Stones. There's Fire Medley. There's Stressless Dance. There are so many songs. And when, for example, we just came back from Connecticut, and being in Connecticut, we actually got another glimpse of the power of the music. And songs that we don't sing, songs that we have not been singing, when for some reason we were told, listen, these are songs that you need to sing at this event. And when you get the reaction, Overcomer, More of You, we did an album called Sticks Nor Stones, Reggae Worship. That album has been compared to Bob Marley's music. Truth is, I've been saying this, I am greater than Bob Marley. It's just that time hasn't expressed it yet.
That's a big statement.
And I'm not afraid to say it.
Big statement.
I'm saying I'm greater than Bob Marley. You know why I'm greater than Bob Marley? Bob Marley's music, what makes Bob Marley's music great is because Bob Marley sang the word of God. I can look in our camera and say that. Because Bob Marley sang the word of God. And Jesus said this. He said this way. He said, not even a jot of my word will pass away. So no Bob Marley song can pass away.
Word is
him say heaven and earth shall pass away.
And it's a jot or a tittle.
Shall pass away. So this might come across a way to the Christian or to answer, how can a Christian youth say this? And let me say it as Jesus said.
What are some of the awards that you would have gotten over the years?
Well, we've won Caribbean Marlin Awards. We've won Atlanta Caribbean Gospel Music Awards. We've won the Sterling Jamaica's Gospel Sterling Awards. Presently I'm the gospel artist of the year for 2018.
You are.
Going into this year, yeah. So, but the thing is, there's so much more, you know. There's so much more to us and this music.
We take a break. When we come back, we continue our conversation with Rondell Positive.
Alex Show. Cover me, cover me, cover me, cover me, cover me, cover me, cover me.
Keeping Me Alive is one of Rondell's most popular songs in Jamaica. No, Rondell, that song, Keeping Me Alive, is like everywhere you go, you have to sing that song. What is it about that song that you know, you must have to deliver it no matter what?
Well, the song says keeping me alive. Everybody wants to live, you know. but the song itself is, it speaks. It goes beyond entertainment, and it speaks to man. It speaks to Ish. It speaks to the spirit man.
Yeah.
It speaks to why you want to be here, and it also expresses what God's intent for us.
What inspired that song?
Wow, the song, many people wouldn't even know. The song is actually on I Worship, formerly I Worship's album, which is Alicia Taylor, Rhoda Isabella, and Gavin Hart. We were all a part of Island Worship, Jermaine Edwards camp, and they were doing an album, and they sent me a track and said, Rondell, we want you on the track. And we just started speaking the things as they came, you know.
Let me hear a line of that song.
Now God is able to keep you from falling from every attack. When the devil start tempting, from danger seen and unseen, He's my help, He will rescue me. So when the enemy comes upon me like a flood, God raise a standard, cover me under your blood. But the part of the people I'm love are the part where say, cover me, cover me, cover me under your blood. You know, and yeah. So the song is really speaking what everybody wants in their lives.
Very successful in Jamaica. The Jamaica's platform for music and for Jamaicans, right? What's the power behind that?
Wow. When we talk about Jamaica, I get excited because it's a great place. A matter of fact, one of the greatest places. One of the greatest places on earth. When you compare Jamaica, if you divide the population of the world by Jamaica's population, you get 2,460, I believe. Right? So here it is. We are a people. You have a country like a Nigeria, 400 million people. But when you compare a Jamaica to a Nigeria, Jamaica is considered more popular in the entire world as a place of impact. You have a place like China that is a world power. And when you compare a Jamaica to a China, Jamaica is compatible to a China. It's because of who we are and the purpose of this nation. There's a man called Philip Sherlock who I believe God showed him a glimpse of what Jamaica is. And he wrote something, he penned something called the National Pledge.
Yes,
saying, before God and
all
not
mankind.
some of us, but all mankind, before God and not Jamaica. All mankind. And then it ends this way, so that Jamaica may, under God, the right place, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play a part in advancing not Jamaica, in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. The whole human race is talking about 7.5 billion people right now. We're saying that Jamaica is responsible for the advancement of 7.5 billion people in the world.
And so as Jamaicans, we have that purpose, we have that gift.
So that is really the purpose of a Jamaican. That is the purpose of a Jamaican. Every Jamaican need to know that why we were made is because we are supposed to advance the welfare, not of our own country, but of the entire world. No wonder the entire world is looking to us.
Wow. Let me learn about your family. You're married?
married man to the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yes.
Her name is Latoya Allen. She's my next of skin, you know.
Yeah. All right. I like you said, next of skin.
Next of skin. We are one.
All right. Yeah. I like that. How did you guys meet?
Met her at college. She was my friend at college. We met at college, and she assisted me in college. She was a third year person when I was in first year, and so she became a very good friend of mine.
What did you pursue in college?
I did primary education at Case, and I met her again a couple of years afterwards, you know, and we got involved.
You mentioned that she was your friend.
Yeah.
How important was it for you guys to have a friendship before you moved into a relationship?
Real. For me, it was one of the best things that she was my friend at the time, because then I actually got to know her. I got to, a matter of fact, when she became my friend, she became my friend when I was at a place where I went into college, and as I said, my name was Rondell Positive. I was a troublemaker back then, and so I remember that some third year youth used to treat me some particular way, because I was a different youth. I'm always different, so I never subscribed to some of the things that they dealt with. So they would be the guys who flood people's rooms and, you know, and these things and grubbing, and I never subscribed to grubbing. Mm-hmm. You know, so she and one of her friends were very, very, very impactful in actually just telling some youth, say, "Yo, you need to leave the youth." Yeah. You know, the youth don't want to participate. You guys need to leave the youth, and so for me that was something.
And up to now, she has continued to be a big support for you.
No, she is the second support without under God. Yeah. You know, and then she's at the helm of everything, and then my daughters at the helm. So
how many children you have?
So we have 3 daughters. We have Janari, Leon, and Rain. You know, Janari is from her previous relationship, and but nobody would know that. You know, Janari is my daughter.
Yes. Why the name Positive?
I got the name Positive came from Elise Kelly playing some music, and she just said, "This teacher man just positive." So I actually started out with the name Positive, and then I found out that there was another artist in Trinidad named Positive. At the time, there was a dispute between an angel and angel.
Yeah, yes, I remember that.
So right there and then I said, yeah, well, I don't want to be in any dispute, so we're going to do Rondell Positive right away. And so that was good. A matter of fact, it's just 2 weeks ago when Positive came for Kevin Downswell's event, there was a discussion, and he was saying he never know why me changed my name, because he thought that I was before him. You know, but that was where the name came from.
So he was concerned about changing his before. Yeah. All right. Now in this moment, what do you think about yourself? Where you are now, your family, have you achieved what you have set out to achieving?
No, I'm not empty yet. You see, I don't believe in retirement. I believe in dying empty. So when I'm finished. I'm not finished yet. I haven't given to my children all that I have to give to them in terms of information and get them to the place where they know exactly where they're going. The world hasn't met Rondell Positive yet. You know, Africa hasn't met me yet. Well, they have met the music, but they haven't met me yet. You know, so Europe hasn't met me yet. There are so many places to go.
Thank you very much, sir. We'll follow you. We'll follow you.
It's a blessing.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, and we trust that your message today will continue to fulfill its purpose.
And I always say thank you. I always say thank you for giving the voice a wind, you know, to impact others. Much
We
blessings.
appreciate you, my brother. Thank
Much
you, man.
blessings. Much blessings.
We want to thank you so much for sharing with us on the Alric Show. The Alric Show will be back next week.
Purpose calling. Out you go again. Well, I hear purpose calling. Stop procrastinate. No more stalling. Hear purpose calling. Victor spirit rise up. No more victim. We have a bouncer say, your purpose I call you. And a time for your answer.